What's up, cool people? My name's Matt, aka That Random Christian Gamer, and welcome to my first combo stream in quite a while. It's technically not my first ever, but it's been a while. Yeah, had to shift to something more like this because of my extended work schedule, which is estimated to be this way for like the next 3 months, roughly. So yeah, get ready for at least a temporary new norm. But so whereas I used to have some of my recording stuff split, now it's all together. We're still going to kick it off with the Bible study portion of things. We'll be looking at Job 33 and 34 in particular. And after that, we'll hop right into gaming stuff, where I will be continuing my playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy. All of it's going to be recorded. Previously, at least the Thursday night streams, you know, it was like Bible study and then some just kind of hangout, chill time while I play some random game where I'm like doing side questing kind of stuff or whatever that I'm not intending to record. This time it's all like, okay, this is planned out stuff that I'm going to record to edit down later and like all that. But don't let that stop you from, you know, saying something in the chat and you know, engaging with what's going on. Just know that there's an increased likelihood of me not responding for a little bit. But, yeah. Otherwise, I'm not sure there's too much else that I need to say to describe what's going on and what to expect in today's stream. Before I really get things rolling, quick thanks for a Twitch follow by King Quack Attack. I'm pretty sure that was a follow stemming from the raid that we did, but like I haven't streamed since then, even though it's been 8 days, because that was last Friday. In any case, yeah, before I potentially get rambling on about random stuff, let me go ahead, run the early set of ads on Twitch, and then we will hop into some Bible study. So Twitch folks, I'll see you on the other side of that once it gets rolling. There we go. Oh, man. Also, I have no idea why, but my nose, especially this side of my nose, is feeling a little stuffy. But, like, other side of my nose is relatively clear, and I can breathe okay through it. Yeah. Alright, what kind of chapter lengths are we working at here? Are we looking at here? That was a combination of working with and looking at. Oh, man. And okay. I mean, neither one's exactly short, but man. Yeah. Not sure I mean, this week, I'm doing okay with, having more hours at work. After a while, though, I'm not quite sure how much that might kind of wear me out. But, well, such is life sometimes. And I kind of like the work that I do. It's just some of the confusion and or pressure around certain things, not the biggest fan of. But anyway. Okay. Ad break should be done. I suppose it's time to begin our Bible study then. Okay. So we're looking at Job chapter 33 now. And after an extended back and forth between Job, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. Anyway, between Job and his three friends. Them going back and forth on, like, Job saying he's innocent, but his friends being like, no, that's not how God works. God only punishes those who do evil. You must have done something wrong. But Job's like, no. Let me explain to you all these examples that, kind of are exceptions to your framework, so that maybe you'll believe my situation is one as well. But they kept going back and forth for a couple dozen chapters, roughly. And then Job says a bunch of stuff, and his friends then can't think of anything to respond with, or they just stopped responding because it felt like they weren't getting anywhere. And then this guy Elihu joins the conversation because he didn't want it to seem like, God doing stuff to Job or allowing it to happen to Job. But in his mind, again, because their theological framework is, only wicked people get punished, and only, what happened to Job certainly seemed like a punishment. So, the silence of Job's friends made it seem like Job had won the argument, and that, in Elihu's mind, made it seem like God could have been viewed as being in the wrong. And he definitely didn't like that idea, so he decided to speak up after all that. Last chapter, he just kind of explained why he waited until this point, because he's younger than them and wanted to let the presumably wiser older men talk it out first. But now he's speaking up because they have no answer. So, this is going to be more of Elihu speaking, and we'll see what he says. Here we go. Job chapter 33. Listen to my words, Job. Pay attention to what I have to say. Now that I have begun to speak, let me continue. I speak with all sincerity. I speak the truth. For the Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. Answer me if you can. Make your case and take your stand. Look, you and I both belong to God. I too was formed from clay. So you don't need to be afraid of me. I won't come down hard on you. Really? Won't come down hard on him, you say? We'll see about that. But, okay. Still kind of introducing the idea that he's about to, say what he has to say about Job and his situation, and inviting a response back from Job when he's done. But kind of like Job, before Elihu started speaking, Job almost issued a challenge in a way to say, hey, if anybody can figure out what I've done wrong that God would be punishing me for, then feel free to place the whatever appropriate additional punishment on top of that. But obviously his friends couldn't figure out anything to say. So now Elihu, you could argue, is answering Job's challenge and kind of firing back with his own counter challenge to Job to say, all right, you've made a challenge for people to make a case against you. Well, I'm going to make my case, and then as a good debater would, I'm going to give you the chance then to, counter-argue and debate me back. But, like, we're both part of God's people, so I mean this in all sincerity. This is not, like, I'm not trying to be hateful towards you, Job. I'm just speaking the truth and, trying to call it as I see it. Or at least that's what he's saying he's going to do. So, let's see what kind of case he makes, maybe, as we move on to verse 8. You have spoken in my hearing, and I have heard your very words. You said, I am pure, I am without sin, I am innocent, I have no guilt. God is picking a quarrel with me, and he considers me his enemy. He puts my feet in the stocks and watches my every move. But you were wrong, and I will show you why. For God is greater than any human being. So why are you bringing a charge against him? Why say he does not respond to people's complaints? For God speaks again and again, though people do not recognize it. He speaks in dreams, in visions of the night, when deep sleep falls on people as they lie in their beds. He whispers in their ears and terrifies them with warnings. He makes them turn from doing wrong. He keeps them from pride. He protects them from the grave, from crossing over the river of death. Pausing there for a bit. So, Elihu starts off with saying, all right, Job, you have said in multiple ways that you are innocent and that God basically, just wants you to suffer. He's just kind of picking on you. But here's why I think you're wrong in saying that. Because, God... Well, I guess also including the part where Job said, like, he was looking for God and couldn't find him, or, like, kind of reacting to that. Elihu kind of responds to at least that in particular, like, well, God is always speaking to us, especially in dreams as we sleep. Of course, with all the stuff Job mentioned that he's going through, all the pain he's dealing with from boils and whatever else, never mind just the, kind of emotional trauma of all that he lost very suddenly. He has a hard time sleeping, I'd imagine, from that. And Job also mentioned previously that even when he does get some sleep, he has these disturbing visions. And now, is it possible that God was trying to speak to Job through those? Maybe. But we don't know the contents of any of those to be able to say one way or the other if that was anything relevant to Job's situation or what God wanted him to do. So, I mean, Elihu might not necessarily be wrong in trying to make a case that God was speaking to Job through dreams. But it's hard to say for sure one way or the other. And it's also then hard to have an idea of how Job could have even potentially responded better or reacted in a different way to whatever he was seeing in his visions. But, so, Elihu's main point is, well, you said, God wasn't responding to your complaints, but he speaks to us all the time. So then we continue in verse 19. Or God disciplines people with pain on their sick beds, with ceaseless aching in their bones. They lose their appetite for even the most delicious food. Their flesh wastes away and their bones stick out. They are at death's door. The angels of death wait for them. But if an angel from heaven appears, a special messenger to intercede for a person and declare that he is upright, he will be gracious and say, "Rescue him from the grave, for I have found a ransom for his life." Then his body will become as healthy as a child's, firm and youthful again. When he prays to God, he will be accepted, and God will receive him with joy and restore him to good standing. He will declare to his friends, "I sinned and twisted the truth, but it was not worth it. God rescued me from the grave, and now my life is filled with light." Yes, God does these things again and again for people. He rescues them from the grave so they might enjoy the light of life. Mark this well, Job. Listen to me, for I have more to say. But if you have anything to say, go ahead. Speak, for I am anxious to see you justified. But if not, then listen to me. Keep silent, and I will teach you wisdom. Okay, so the alternative that Elihu is presenting, as an alternative to God speaking to people through dreams and whatnot, he's like, well, if you're not hearing from God in dreams or in any other way seemingly, then the other thing that happens is, God disciplines people through punishment. Like, his thinking is either we readily hear from God because we're in good standing with him, or God punishes us because we've done something wrong. And the punishment can be all sorts of different things and can also be pretty severe. Like, it's ceaseless aching in their bones. Flesh wastes away. They're at death's door. But, and this is what I find a little interesting, meaning I'm not sure what to think of it at the moment from a theological perspective. He then talks about, okay, well, yeah, somebody might be disciplined by God like this and wasting away, but if an angel from heaven appears to intercede for a person and declare that he is upright, God will be gracious and say, rescue him. Like, now, a couple of thoughts I have related to this. First off, you would think if God knows that the person is right, well, you think God would already know whether the person is righteous or not. And, I mean, it might be true that a person is generally righteous, but they still sinned at a particular moment and are being punished for that. But, like, would it really be necessary for an angel to intercede and call off the punishment then? I wouldn't think so. So, I don't know. I look at that very metaphorically. But I think still general point there being like, you know, if God's punishing someone but still recognizes that they're generally righteous, then they will be redeemed. They will get better, generally speaking. And, so then there's the other major thought, which, okay, I mean, being a Christian who at least knows a little bit about Jesus in the New Testament, again, the whole interceding and declaring that someone's upright despite being punished for sin, like, that's a sign of Jesus in my mind. That, like, kind of describes in a way what Jesus does for us. Like, we might be sinful, we might do bad things sometimes, but, and sorry, when I say sinful, I mean just like we're not perfect. Not like, because sometimes the Bible talks about sinners and how they are like totally separated from God, for lack of a better way to put it. But that's like, I think that more so applies to people who are not in Christ. When we believe in Christ and his redemptive work for us, he then becomes the intercessor and says that we're upright anyway. Because, you know, we're with him, essentially. And now, zooming out a little bit from that particular part, I still think a lot like Job's friends, Elihu here is coming in and making statements that are generally true about how God interacts with sin, especially pre-Jesus, how he interacted with sin. But taking these general truths and essentially attempting to state them as absolutes, like this must be one of these two things must be happening to Job, whether it be the God speaking to him or being punished by God, as if there's no other option. Like, again, I think that's where, like Job's friends, Elihu might be getting things wrong. But that was their theological framework. So anyway, he does also mention, like, when someone gets restored, the tendency for them to recognize that they did something wrong and, like, almost kind of apologize for it. Or at least acknowledge it and say that, all right, yeah, I sinned, but God has rescued me now, and now I'm all the better for it. Or at least for God's redemption, not necessarily for sinning, but, you know. Quote, my life is filled with light. Anyway. So then Elihu pretty much just, after describing all that, says, yeah, God does this kind of stuff all the time. So it's probably one of these two kinds of situations is what is going on for you. you might be in the middle of the whole being punished thing, but if you're truly righteous, then there's a good chance God will restore you. So I guess that's kind of the positive aspect of the generally more negative option or possibility that Elihu mentioned. And then he kind of pauses what he's saying for a moment to be like, all right, well, there's I have more to say, but I want to give you a chance to respond to what I've said so far. So, Job, you got anything? If not, I'll continue. And that's where the chapter leaves off. Actually, one other note real quick. Elihu actually says he is anxious to see Job justified. Like, he kind of... it's like he wants it to be the case where Job goes through the full second scenario that he mentioned. Where it's like, okay, yeah, he probably did something wrong and is being punished for it, but I sincerely hope that, you know, he is restored. So, there's kind of more evidence to Elihu's earlier point of, like, trying to use a sort of cliche Christian phrase, trying to speak the truth in love, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna say this because I believe it needs to be called out, but, like, I still want things to go well for you. So, next chapter, I mean, we'll just see if, yeah, okay, so it's going to be more of Elihu in the next chapter. I guess Job doesn't have any immediate response to what Elihu said here. So, yeah, we'll see what else Elihu has to say in the next chapter. But that's going to do it for this one. Okay. Let me get some water here before I continue. Alrighty. Second chapter for today. Here we go. Okay. Job chapter 34. So, general context. You know, I didn't even mention when summarizing things last chapter, you know, how Job's situation started off. It was like, okay, he was living a good life, was doing good things, but then God pointed him out to a being known as Satan, or the accuser, or the adversary. It was like, hey, look how good this dude Job is. And Satan's like, well, you've given him an easy life. You know, test him some. And so then Job loses pretty much everything that he has, gets physically afflicted with boils, and there's other stuff that's described throughout ensuing chapters, but that's the main stuff. So then, obviously, he's, you know, kind of in a bad spot. He has some friends come initially to try and comfort him, but then he cries out to God and says some things that they don't like the sound of. Then there's a debate back and forth for like 20-ish chapters between Job and his friends. But the friends still haven't convinced Job that he's in the wrong. He still contends that he's innocent, while they've been saying, no, God doesn't work that way. He doesn't punish innocent people. But either because they don't have any further answer to Job's questions, or because they're just tired of arguing with him and not getting anywhere, then they stopped speaking. They didn't have anything else to say. So then this guy, Elihu, steps in because he wants to, defend God's case, so to speak. He doesn't like how the conversation ended and kind of makes it possibly seem like God is in the wrong for what's happening to Job. So he then steps in, and last chapter kind of said, all right, well, you've said that God isn't responding to your complaints, but, we have all these cases and all this evidence to say God is either pretty much constantly speaking with us, especially through, dreams and visions and such, or he's, punishing people for doing wrong. That's been the history of our nation, our people. Again, Elihu saying this. So this would be, God's chosen people, the Israelites. And so Elihu does mention, though, even if Job is being punished, there's still a chance for redemption, and he's hoping that is the case with Job, but still kind of assumes that, well, if Job genuinely isn't hearing from God, then it must be that he's being punished. And then we get to this chapter where Elihu continues to speak. So let's see what else he says. Job chapter 34. Then Elihu said, "Listen to me, you wise men. Pay attention, you who have knowledge. Job said, the ear tests the words it hears, just as the mouth distinguishes between foods. So let us discern for ourselves what is right. Let us learn together what is good. For Job also said, I am innocent, but God has taken away my rights. I am innocent, but they call me a liar. My suffering is incurable, though I have not sinned. Tell me, has there ever been a man like Job with his thirst for irreverent talk? He chooses evil people as his companions. He spends his time with wicked men. He has even said, why waste time trying to please God? Now I don't recall Job saying, why waste time trying to please God? Unless that was Elihu's understanding of Job speaking on his specific situation, where it was he talked about it, how it felt like God was just kind of intentionally shoving him down, and God just wanted him to suffer for some unknown reason. And even if he tried to make a case against God, or even though he seeks after God, it's still he's not hearing from God. He's not his situation isn't magically getting better. I shouldn't say magically, but it's not getting better in a way that it was okay, yeah, obviously I'm on God's good side now. Also, saying Job chooses evil people as companions, what evidence was there for this before? Does Elihu know something that we haven't heard yet? Because otherwise, I don't know where he gets that from, and I think he's possibly either stretching the truth, or he's assuming some incorrect things based on Job's circumstances. But, I mean, maybe the whole thinking that he spends time with wicked men, because Job had, at least according to himself, had a habit of, helping people when they were in need. So, if it's assumed by the broader culture that, most people who are in trouble or in some kind of dire situation are being punished by God, and Job is helping them, maybe that's where he's, kind of coming to this conclusion. But still, even if that is the case and that's why he's saying this, that's very much a stretching of the truth. Anyway, but he is starting to, I guess publicly you could say, make a case against Job. We'll see what else he thinks. And we'll continue with verse 10 then. Listen to me, you who have understanding. Everyone knows that God doesn't sin. The Almighty can do no wrong. He repays people according to their deeds. He treats people as they deserve. Truly, God will not do wrong. The Almighty will not twist justice. Did someone else put the world in his care? Who set the world in place? If God were to take back his spirit and withdraw his breath, all life would cease, and humanity would turn again to dust. Now listen to me if you are wise. Pay attention to what I say. Could God govern if he hated justice? Are you going to condemn the Almighty Judge? For he says to kings, you are wicked, and to nobles, you are unjust. He doesn't care how great a person may be, and he pays no more attention to the rich than to the poor. He made them all. In a moment they die. In the middle of the night they pass away. The mighty are removed without human hand. Yeah, so, like Job's friends before, Elihu seems to be calling on prior examples and saying, well, we've seen these things happen. We know God can't be wrong. He's the one who made everything and rules over it. And if he were unjust in his rule, would things even really hold together at all? But because it is true that God does no wrong, that does not necessarily mean that God always 100% of the time, everything that he's doing is a repayment for someone's deeds. As is the case with Job, that we know about because of the first couple of chapters. God did not have these things happen to Job because Job did something wrong. It was a test to prove to Satan / the adversary / accuser that Job is indeed a righteous man, even if all of his blessings are taken away. So, there's a logical fallacy or two being brought in here. At the very least, assuming one thing must be true because the other is true when they're not necessarily directly connected. Or, they're connected, but it's not like a cause and effect kind of thing. And, just because God is impartial and a good judge in that way, that doesn't mean that everything he does is a reaction to someone else's deeds. So that also doesn't mean that everything that happens to someone is God's judgment of how good or bad they are. Okay. We'll move on to verse 21, because I don't really have too many other thoughts. Certainly not from a broad perspective. So, verse 21. For God watches how people live. He sees everything they do. No darkness is thick enough to hide the wicked from his eyes. We don't set the time when we will come before God in judgment. He brings the mighty to ruin without asking anyone, and he sets up others in their place. He knows what they do, and in the night he overturns and destroys them. He strikes them down because they are wicked, doing it openly for all to see. For they turned away from following him. They have no respect for any of his ways. They cause the poor to cry out, catching God's attention. He hears the cries of the needy. But if he chooses to remain quiet, who can criticize him? When he hides his face, no one can find him, whether an individual or a nation. He prevents the godless from ruling, so they cannot be a snare to the people. Okay, I'm pausing because there's at least one thing I feel like I gotta say before I move on. Yeah, okay, sure. God sees everything. That's no surprise to anyone. And he brings people to justice that quickly when it's needed, or even just merited. And part of the reason that happens, he says, is because, people do wicked things, especially people in high positions do wicked things. It has ripple effects on others around them and under their rule. So then those people cry out, and God notices the injustice and says, all right, well, that punishment upon you for this injustice. But then this right here, starting in verse 29, or really just verse 29, I would say, that's practically the same kind of thing that Job was saying before. If God can hide his face and no one can find him, then how is it unreasonable to think that Job is having trouble hearing from God in his current circumstances? Even if this is not a punishment from God. It's no surprise that a person who is in the wrong and being punished by God would not then hear from God the same way that a righteous person would. But if it's possible, if you acknowledge the idea and the possibility that God could just be silent in the moment, or, quote, hide his face, and no one can find him, then doesn't that kind of add to Job's case that, whatever, that this is just something God wanted to happen to him and it's not necessarily happening because he sinned? I'm not going to say that Elihu is wrong for saying this, because, yeah, I mean, if God ever really did choose to be silent in a particular moment, or not to act upon something in particular, it's not like God would be wrong for doing that. God is the maker of it all, the ultimate judge, the one who keeps it all going. And if he chooses to not act on a particular situation or say anything specific about it, that's up to God. And he knows more than we do. So how could we possibly claim that God is in the wrong for that? Sorry, need a sip of water here. Man. So, I'm not going to argue against what Elihu is saying here, but I do think it kind of, helps Job's case, which is not what he's trying to do. In any case, I will move on to verse 31 and then get through the end of the chapter. Why don't people say to God, I have sinned, but I will sin no more? Or, I don't know what evil I have done. Tell me, if I have done wrong, I will stop at once. Must God tailor his justice to your demands? But you have rejected him. The choice is yours, not mine. Go ahead, share your wisdom with us. After all, bright people will tell me, and wise people will hear me say, Job speaks out of ignorance. His words lack insight. Job, you deserve the maximum penalty for the wicked way you have talked. For you have added rebellion to your sin. You show no respect, and you speak many angry words against God. And that's the end of the chapter. Okay, we do still get more from Elihu next chapter. So, these couple of verses here, especially verse 32, I'm pretty sure Job did actually kind of ask both the people around him and God, basically, if I've done anything wrong, please give me details of what it is, so then I can actually, be aware of it, take whatever punishment I deserve from that, and then be able to repent and turn away from it. While it is common for people who sin to either not recognize it or not repent or be apologetic for it or anything like that, it doesn't mean Job had absolutely no desire to be corrected. There were multiple instances, I think, where he was pretty much specifically asking for someone to give him specific details. Not accusations, but actually say, yeah, Job, this thing that you did at this time or to this person or whatever, that was wrong, and that's why you're being punished. But no, it was all hypotheticals and assumptions. And similarly, Elihu here is assuming that Job has rejected God probably because of the things he has already stated. Job's not hearing from God, and all this bad stuff happened to him, and, it seems like he's not willing to admit any wrongdoing ever that could possibly have, been part of his life. But Yeah, and then continuing on with that line of thinking and assumptions, he's now like, yeah, well, it seems pretty clear to the rest of us, Job, that you have sinned. And now, not only have you sinned, but you're refusing outright to admit it and repent of it and try and, be reconciled with God. So, because now you have added, rebellion and all of this talk that is negative towards God, now you deserve to be punished even more harshly. Well, he didn't say more harshly. He said you deserve the maximum penalty. But again, focusing on what Job has said there, because his thinking is that Job is like accusing God of wrongdoing, which is a big no-no, admittedly, but that's not necessarily what Job has been doing. He assumes that what Job says about God is wrong because Job must have already, or he assumes already that Job must have sinned. But, we don't know of anything Job did that was sinful. This was all a test. And so, I can't think of too much in particular that Job said that could really be pointed out as something theologically incorrect. There may have been sort of some hyperbole or even, metaphor included in some of what Job said, but the general gist of, the fact that it was not a punishment from God is definitely true. So, yeah, I mean, he said last chapter, Elihu did, that he wants to see Job justified, and yet, because of his assumptions of Job's rebellion and, his claims, his negative claims about God, that Job also deserves to be punished for essentially blasphemy. But anyway, so yeah, that's where this chapter ends. And as I mentioned, Elihu is going to continue in the following chapter. So I'm not going to try and say too much more and possibly get ahead of what Elihu has already said. So I will just leave it at that for Job chapter 34. Okay. Thus concludes the planned Bible study portion of the stream. And still a little bit of time until I would absolutely need to move things over and transition to what else I had planned. But as things stand, I figure no sense in waiting around for nothing, for no particularly good reason. So I'm just gonna go ahead, run the next set of ads. At some point, I may need to take a, quick bathroom break or something, but maybe not right now. I don't know. We'll see. Anywho, gonna run the next set of ads on Twitch. hop on into Hogwarts Legacy, and we'll continue from there. Which, folks, once again, I'll see you after the ads. Okay. Meanwhile, non-Twitch viewers, you get the transition in real time. Okay. I know I had a hard time hearing this game before. And I'm thinking I might even want to increase the game capture volume higher than I had it last time. Because even after I increased it, you know, in the previous Hogwarts Legacy stream, it still wasn't exactly loud enough to constantly be clear. Okay. Let me go ahead and get a sense of what I'm doing here. That's the main quest thing, right? Yeah. Well, yeah. There was also the quests tab that I think I could just track it from there. Required level 2. Well, I think I'm at that level. So it should be fine. Locate on map. I do like the different ways that are available to move between the menus and such. And the convenience of those various options. Anyway. Okay. I think otherwise I'm pretty much ready to go here. So I suppose I shall begin recording. Alrighty, so I have had my first 2 classes at Hogwarts. I am now ready, seemingly, to check back in with Professor Weasley and head to Hogsmeade to replace the supplies that I lost. Alright,
Revelio.
Right, okay. It's been a little bit. Just making sure that I'm familiar with things. Okay, that's just a overall spell menu. Of course, there are these ones. Okay, X is Accio, B is Levioso, Y is Stupefy, I gotta imagine. Again, forgive me, it's been a bit.
The headmaster would be sure to tell him how very much you despise
him. Where do I go from here? Oh, yeah. That's right, the doors aren't just inherently open around here. I'm also trying to be open to the possibility of, you know, conversations in the meantime.
Indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Okay, I guess we'll begin the quest here. Meet Professor Weasley in the... Oh, I guess that's the Transfiguration classroom.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are.
Yep, here I am.
I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, yes, there has been more. I don't know, could this be an opening for me not necessarily giving anything away, but also, like, hinting that, yeah, there was more? Kind of, as was stated in prior conversation, I don't like lying.
Have you and Professor Fig not discussed my training?
He continues to be reticent about the details, mentioning only a few spells. Revelio, was it? And Lumos?
That's correct, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Professor Ronan definitely mentioned... in fact, I think both professors mentioned that.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one.
Oh, really?
Regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
Would it make me seem dumb if I asked what a spellcraft is? I mean, if I were my character in this situation. Anyway.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
Okay. I've asked the other questions, might
Can
as
you
well.
tell me more about the potions shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
Okay, well,
I'm eager
no more
to get to
questions.
Hogsmeade.
Might as well get going.
I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I mean, I don't have particular reason to feel any particular way about either one of them, except, you know, Sebastian seemed to not exactly appreciate the whole dual loss thing.
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the area. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Okay. That quest is complete now. Speak to Professor Ronan to receive your first assignment. Assignments are types of quests given to you by Hogwarts professors that, when completed, reward you with new spells. The reward for completing your first assignment will be the Mending Charm Reparo, which is required to complete other quests. You can track assignments and their progress in the quest menu of your field guide. Okay. Professor Ronan. Seems like you're over this way. Oh, hey. Hello, kitty. Pretty sure that will be the extent of most of my interactions with kittens around Hogwarts.
There you are.
Hello, Professor Ronan.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The Mending Charm Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
Why must I first complete tasks to learn Reparo?
No lesson or lecture can compare to first-hand experience, and these tasks should provide you with just that. Such experience is invaluable when mastering any new bit of magic.
Okay.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor.
Okay. Collect the flying page near the broken statue. And flying page in the defense against the Dark Arts Tower.
This is the right area. I wonder where the flying page is.
And how would I collect said flying page? Where, hang on. I see it. Perhaps, Accio. Yeah. So there's that one. But then... Defense against the Dark Arts Tower. Seems like it shouldn't be too far away, so I don't think I'm going to bother with trying to use any flue flames or anything like that. Alright, where'd the page go? Yep. Haha. There we go. Alright, so is the connection in that case that using Reparo on a book would be a more efficient substitute for the finding the pages like that? I don't know, whatever.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old Mending Charm a try then, shall we? Remember to be deliberate in your enunciation and movements. I want to see some vigor. Now, wand at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic.
Okay. And X. And A. And A. There we go. Reparo. New spell unlocked. The Mending Charm Reparo can be used to mend broken objects and pieces of the environment.
That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water. It allegedly symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.
Okay, but real quick before that, field guide page. Wyvern Fountain. This fountain in the Transfiguration Courtyard has a likeness of a wyvern on top and serves as a relaxing place for students to gather. Despite rumors to the contrary, possibly started by Sir Cadogan, this is most assuredly not meant to be the Wyvern of Y, slain by the lively knight in spite of himself. Okay. Reparo.
Reparo. Nicely done. Works like a charm, doesn't it?
Like a charm, 'cause it's a charm spell. Anyway, okay. Seems like now I can meet up for the trip to Hogsmeade. Track that. Okay. But also chest. Over here. Somewhere.
Revelio.
Yeah, it definitely shows what looks like a chest there, but how do I get to it? Maybe from the inside. That would probably make a little more sense. Reveal. Oh, hello. Okay. Yep. Page. Accio. Okay. There's like 11 in the leaf symbol. Okay, well, maybe that's something I'll be able to do later. Because right now it does not seem obvious. Use. Yeah, there's a field guide page. Might as well get that. Central Hall Fountain. This ornate fountain features intricately carved statues of denizens of the magical world, including a set of stone sirens encircling the fountain's base. Okay.
Nobody can do it. There's something.
Oh, hello.
I just know.
Lenora.
Hello, Lenora. What are you looking at?
Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Are there any other empty paintings like this around the school?
Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest. If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good
Maybe.
a place as any to begin.
Well,
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that
Lumos,
solves the
eh?
mystery.
Now, why is stupefy, right? Do I need to assign that instead of... Oh, no, that's Lumos. Oh, right. Stupefy was just, something that's kind of automatically available in, you know, combat. Yeah, okay. So, Lumos.
Lumos! That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
Find the location depicted in the painting. I mean, it's right next to a staircase. There's maybe a statue of sorts next to it.
Do you ever wish you could write a different? I've written one, of course. Several. I just want
I know you might argue I'm getting sidetracked, but isn't that kind of the point? I mean, that's kind of half the fun, one might say, with this game. Okay, so... Hang on, I saw a page.
Accio!
Dang. Long range Accio. Oh, this is the okay. It guides me right to the location depicted.
This looks like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it?
The butterfly looking thing, maybe? Okay, my character does not have any hops. Oh, duh. Revelio. That can be a thing. Field guide page. Statue of Gregory the Smarmy. This statue with an ingratiating grin depicts the medieval wizard Gregory the Smarmy, the wizard famous for inventing Gregory's unctuous unction, a potion that makes the drinker believe whoever gave them the potion is their best friend. Okay, now that I've done that, can I
Revelio.
Accio the butterfly moth thing or whatever it is? Maybe Levioso? Reparo.
Reparo.
No.
Lumos.
More Lumos? Ah.
Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
Okay. So I used light from Lumos to guide it back to the painting. Which makes sense, I guess. How do I...
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
Okay. And now it wants me to talk to Lenora again. Okay. I mean, might as well.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
Well, why would you mention it if you're not gonna tell? Come on.
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Meat, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The moth! I should have seen that.
Okay. Huh. I am moth to a frame instead of to a flame. The puns. So many puns. Not currently tracking anything. I would like to go back to tracking the main quest now. I mean, it was a fun little diversion, but I'm not trying to completely ignore the main story either. In fact, really, I would rather just kind of go about this and, like, as I encounter things on the way to each main quest point, then, you know,
Revelio.
then I'll just do whatever side mission quest things I find.
Hello, looking for me?
Well, yes. I am indeed looking for you.
Natty, I hope I haven't kept you waiting long.
Not at all. Professor Weasley tells me that you need to go to Hogsmeade. You must be eager to have your own things again. And to see the village.
I've been looking forward to it.
Good. Shall we set off? I intend to give you a first-rate Hogsmeade experience.
So real quick, there was a second I thought something happened to my game after I downloaded it, but it turns out it's just my Xbox wanted to use wanted to find the Series S/X version, whereas the one I downloaded was actually the Xbox One version technically. So it was going to try to make me buy the game again, essentially, and get the better version. All right.
I was
Following.
glad Professor Weasley asked me to accompany you.
Really?
Yes, I had planned to extend an invitation to you myself. I thought you might enjoy a butterbeer in the village. The timing of Professor Weasley's owl was perfect. I cannot tell
Okay.
you how nice it is to breathe
Flu
fresh
flame
air
found, nice.
after being cooped up in ancient ruins. Grave mistake to take it as an elective class, believe me.
I believe you.
Though I suppose you would not really call it elective when your mother was the one who elected that you did it. Hogsmeade is beautiful this time of year. Everyone will tell you to visit at Christmas. But that's one of the few times of year I would rather be indoors.
Not much for the cold, are you?
Oh, I do not mind the cold so much, but it has taken some getting used to. I did not grow up around snow. Oh, wait, over here. I often spot lacewing flies in this area.
Oh? What's so special about them?
They are interesting to look at, but if you stew them, you can also use them in potion making.
Alright, so can I do something here? Lacewing flies, collect. Okay. Sure, why not? I mean, you know, since the game went out of its way to point them out.
Look, from the Forbidden Forest. Hippogriffs. I wonder if something startled them. I heard rumors that hippogriffs had been spotted nearby.
Do you think Poppy's already seen the hippogriffs?
Absolutely.
Likely already
That's the Forbidden Forest on the left. It's off limits to students, as the name implies.
Why is it off limits?
The professors claim it is too dangerous. I think that calling it forbidden only makes it more alluring. Ah, there's Hogsmeade over the crest. Past that ruin. I would spend all of my time exploring if I could.
Oh, hey.
I confess I was surprised when
Something else I
Professor
can
Weasley
collect.
mentioned that you knew the area.
Leaping
since you're
toadstool
relatively new
caps.
here.
She said that? Hmm. She knows more about me than I had thought. I will say, while I certainly learn a great deal in class, much can be gleaned outside of the castle walls.
I adore the hamlet.
So,
How are you settling in?
I am also
I
noticing
remember the
we
weeks
found a
that followed
couple
my
of flue
arrival seemed
flames
quite
along the way.
strange. Everything was so new and unfamiliar.
I'm getting used to things. What about you? Do you finally feel settled?
I still miss my homeland, but it is beautiful here too. And getting out of the castle and exploring helped me to adjust quite a bit. Hogwarts has become something of a home now, I would say. Hopefully it will for you too. Mr. Moon! He is the Hogwarts caretaker. Looks a bit worse for wear. Huh? Hello, Mr. Moon. Have you met our new fifth year?
Pleasure. You might want to turn back, Miss Onai. Turn and run.
Is everything all right, sir?
Oh, it looked right at me. Eyes big as saucers.
What did Mr. Moon?
Jemmy guys. Ugly and airy and terrifying. I shall be at the castle where it's safe. Good luck to both of you.
Oh, Mr. Moon, a demiguise. I think he had too much fun in the village. I will say that I have never seen him in such a state. Nearly there. There is much to see outside of the castle walls, not just Hogsmeade. I am happy to explore whenever you'd like. Rumors being what they are about goblins and such, it might be nice to have a friend with you.
I'll keep that in mind, Natty. Thank you.
Okay.
And here we are. It is hard to know where to start. The Three Broomsticks is the place for butterbeer. And you can get any sweet you can imagine at Honeyduke's. I could not choose a favorite shop here. It changes with every visit. I can tell you that you are certain to find everything you need in Hogsmeade.
Okay.
Professor Weasley said that you need to get potion recipes, spellcrafts, some seeds, and...
A new wand.
Of course! You will enjoy Mr. Ollivander, and I am keen to see what you will do with a wand of your own. You should be able to collect everything you need and still have time to explore a little as well. Experience Hogsmeade at your own pace. We can meet up in the town circle when you are finished. Enjoy yourself. I will see you soon.
Hogsmeade Village is brimming with different sites, shops, and other points of interest that you can investigate using your field guide's map. Okay. Now we have the Hogsmeade map here. The Hogsmeade map shows shops and points of interest. You can track any of these by highlighting an icon and pressing A. Press B to exit the Hogsmeade map. Okay, well... I think the first thing I would like to do is go to Ollivander's and get a wand. Visit Tomes and Scrolls, visit Ollivander's, visit J. Pippin's Potions, and Magic Neep. Alright. Oh, hello.
Revelio.
Field guide page. Ollivander's Wand Shop. Wands of a variety of woods and all manner of flexibility, each possessing one of 3 magical cores. Choose their owners in this cozy, cluttered shop run by the amiable and knowledgeable Gerbold? Or is Gerbold? Gerbold Ollivander? Anyway, I can't say I remember the pronunciation of his first name there. Anyway, in the profession of wandcraft since 382 BC, the Ollivander family are considered the best wand makers in Britain, if not the world. Oh. There's a chest to search here. Striped school robe. Is what I got from the chest, I presume. Hello.
I'll be right with... Ah, it's you. Just a moment, please.
Hello, sir. I'm looking for...
For a new wand, yes. It's about time.
Yes, about time.
Well, you're our new fifth-year student, are you not? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you are. Gerbold Ollivander's the name. But of course, you'll have heard of the Ollivanders, I'm sure. Finest wand makers in the world. It's a pleasure to meet you, truly. Now, come with me. Let's find you the perfect wand, shall we? No, not you. Yes. Yes. Powerful core. 10.5 inches. You might do. Here, give this one a try. Well, go ahead, swish. How odd. Once more, come on, really swish it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Maybe not
This
that
isn't
one.
a good match at all, is it? We'll find you something, not to worry. No, not you.
It's like, I do wonder a little bit how they
A rare wood, 13 3/4 inches, dragon heart.
come to these conclusions of what might be a good wand.
Oh, goodness. Looks like it's back to the shelf for you. This is proving to be trickier than I had anticipated. How perplexing. Where are you?
Like, you would think they might try and ask some questions,
There you
or
are.
is it assumed that they kind of already know
Yes. I think you might be the
the
one.
needed information?
Here. Take it.
Oh, this has got to be the one now that it's giving me... Well, okay. It seems like it's giving me some options, maybe? Spiral, ash brown. Wood type, black walnut. Core type, phoenix feather. Hard flexibility. 14 1/4 inches. Oh. Finalize one. Okay. So now it's going to let me choose what it looks like. Okay. Notched warm brown. Classic gray. Kind of boring. Soft spiral, light brown. Also kind of boring. Stalk, honey brown. That one's...
How
maybe.
intriguing.
Ringed, dark brown. Crooked spiral, dark gray. Or natural gray.
Curious indeed.
What options are there here? Okay. Honey brown, dark brown, warm brown.
How intriguing.
What was notched looked kind of interesting, but I don't know if I really like the colors on that so much.
How intriguing.
Sorry, I don't mean to take too long with this. I just, want to make sure that it's one that I like. Because it's my wand, not somebody else's. I'm a little torn between the dark brown and the honey brown.
Curious indeed.
I think I'll go dark brown. Okay. Wood type. Black walnut.
How intriguing.
Blackthorn, beech, aspen, Ash, apple, alder, acacia. Are these just different types in alphabetical order, potentially? Cedar, cherry, chestnut, yeah. Dogwood. Okay, hear me out.
How intriguing.
The first house that I lived in when I was little, the road we lived on was Dogwood Lane. So I think I'll go with Dogwood. I don't know if that really changes anything. No. It doesn't change anything about the appearance of it. Maybe bring the length down a little bit.
Curious indeed.
13 3/4. I don't know why that speaks to me, but it does.
How intriguing.
I don't want it to be quite bendy. Jeez. Unyielding, rigid, hard, whippy, supple, hard, pliant. Partially just because I like the word pliant. The core, dragon heartstring, unicorn hair, or phoenix feather. I think I'll keep phoenix feather. Oh. Nah, didn't it have other... For some reason I thought it had an option besides purchase on this screen before, but maybe not. So, the wand is now a dark brown dogwood wand with a phoenix feather core. Pliant flexibility, 13 3/4 inches. Sure. I have to hold the button.
What do you think? Extraordinary. Another wand, another beginning of a bright and magical future. Now, how did that feel?
Good. Different. I sensed a sort of surge of some kind.
A match. Your connection seemed particularly powerful. The right wand will learn from you, just as you learn from it.
I'm eager to try it out.
Of course. And a phoenix feather core is terribly selective. This will be an excellent match indeed. And the bond between you and your wand should only grow stronger. Do not be surprised at your new wand's ability to perceive your intentions, particularly in a moment of need.
That sounds wonderful, Mr. Ollivander.
I'll let you get to it. Do come and see me again if ever I can be of further assistance.
Okay. New wand selected. Heck yeah. And I do believe it shows that wand in my hand now. That's a locked door. Don't really need to go there. I'm also seeing chests all throughout the map. Seems like there should be one near here.
Revelio.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
I do see something here. Chest, search. Tartan classic school uniform. Anyway, it also mentioned other points of interest, possibly. What is that? Tomes and scrolls. Specialty bookshop with... these are the points of interest here, like that. 3 broomsticks. That feels... Well, I am close by. So, you know what? Sure. Let's set that waypoint. Thought the sunlight on the wall there was maybe a hint at a field guide page. But then again, maybe not. Hello?
Revelio.
It definitely revealed some things, but I don't know if any of those are readily available to me here. Looks like some kind of nut, and I imagine any of the drinks around would be butterbeer. Got some... I don't know if pastries is quite the right word for all that. Looked like muffins, and I'm not quite sure what the other thing was. Hello? Oh, just more food. Perhaps upstairs there will be something.
Revelio.
Or perhaps further upstairs. Bag. Search. Got 41 gold? I don't know if that's... What are the coins called again? I forget. And there's a chest here. Another school uniform option. Sure are quite a few levels to this building. Can I exit here? Yes. Huh. Okay, but I want to see more of what's inside first. If there even is much more inside. See, that... You give me a game like this where the vibe is explore all the things, and it is very easy for me to get sidetracked. Level 1 lock, okay. Can't do that yet. I assume eventually I will learn some sort of unlocking spell or charm, perhaps. Anyway, something that will then allow me to unlock such doors. Okay, so now I am here. Another point of interest. Zonko's Joke Shop. Actually, could I enter this way? Yes. Yes, I can. Bewildering can of mystery, eh? I mean, just looks like kind of thing where you open it up and it's just like, surprise! Whoa. I'm sorry, this is a video game. Even if you tell me don't push, I see a button that you give me the option to push, and I'm inclined to push it. At least it seems like that was just a, like... Hey, here's another little surprise thing. Which, of course, that's the kind of thing that'll happen at a joke shop. Eh. Okay, big old Jack-in-the-Box type thing. I think I see a field guide page. Yes, I do. Frog spawn soap. An amphibious surprise awaits anyone who tries to wash with this particular bar of soap. Once submerged in water, a cohort of wriggling tadpoles hatches right out of the suds. Yeah. Not sure I'd appreciate such a surprise. Is that a flying page that I'm supposed to collect, or no? I don't know. Okay. Balloons. All sorts of balloons. Self-wrapping gifts, I see. Okay, anyway. And what else is there to find? Okay. J. Pippin's potions, I think, is the next closest thing. Maybe. So what is this? A magic neep. Is that one of the places on my list? Yes, it is. Okay. But potions first. Oh. Bushes trimmed. Okay.
Welcome to J. Pippin's Potions.
Hello. Perry Pippin.
Pardon me, sir.
Oh, thank goodness. When I heard the bell, I thought you were Miss Lawang. Not that she deigns to come here. Though, I don't believe I've seen your face here before, either.
It's my first time in Hogsmeade, actually.
Is it really? Well, Perry Pippin at your service. And this is J. Pippin's Potions. Potions for all ailments. You'll have read it on the sign, of course, but Grandfather always made me say it in full. How may I help you today?
Professor Weasley sent me to collect some recipes. I'm new at Hogwarts.
You're the student she sent the owl about. I set your things aside immediately. I suspected if you're anything like I was at your age, you'd want your potion supplies. Is it not the most fascinating art, potion making? Rivals anything you can do with a wand, I've always said.
Are potions really that versatile?
They may not be as showy as spellwork, but make no mistake, they are just as powerful. They can heal, destroy, protect. You'll discover all of this soon enough. As it's your first time in, I should mention that it's not just potion recipes I sell. I also offer ready-made drafts for all manner of uses, and I unveil new ones from time to time. Pop in when you can so you don't miss out on anything. But for now, let's get you those recipes, shall we?
Okay. Supplies. The Idurus? Is that how that's pronounced? I don't know. Idurus potion recipe. Recipe for a potion that causes a rocky film to develop on the consumer's skin, helping to protect them from harm. I need to hold A. Okay. Wiggenweld potion recipe for healing. Okay, yeah.
Feel free to take a look at the rest of my inventory. Or come back another time if you're in a rush today.
Well, I can't afford any of the other recipes. And I don't think I'd want to spend a bunch on ingredients when, you know... Oh, okay, well... Those also seem to be options for buying pre-made potions. Interesting. I could sell some of the clothing were I inclined, but I am not. Especially since it seemed like some of that clothing might actually be helpful from a stats perspective. Revelio? Okay. Thought I saw something. J. Pippin's Potions. Established in 1753, is the apothecary in Hogsmeade, where proprietor Perry Pippin sells a wide variety of potions and their ingredients. Okay. Just keeping an eye on the time. Noting that I may want to wrap this up fairly soon. Hogshead, a pub and inn known for its unsavory patrons and general uncleanliness. Let's maybe not go there on our first trip to Hogsmeade, eh? In fact, I may actually leave my progress at that for the moment. Seems like I may want to actually check on my gear and adjust some of that before I move any further, because I was not aware that some of what I picked up was actually going to, you know, possibly boost my stats. Now that I know that, I may want to, you know, may want to actually equip some of that before I do much else. Okay, so pausing the recording for the moment. Let me see. Okay, this is just taking note of things I've collected. This is kind of more like, you know, if you look at the journal stuff in Kingdom Hearts and you want to get rid of all the little exclamation points for new things you found. I mean, I suppose there's also, you know, information on what I have already found. Couple of resources. Lacewing flies. Delicate wings used in the focus potion, commonly found in open fields. Toadstool caps. Used in the invisibility potion, commonly found in forested areas. Okay, now for the gear. Well, okay, since that increases offense by 5, I suppose I shall equip it. Otherwise, yeah, let's just say, for appearance, let's just say I'm not putting it on for appearances. Okay, that takes care of neckwear, cloaks and robes. Offense plus 6. For sure. Change appearance. No, hood off for sure. Traditional striped rugged overcoat. No. I mean, striped or traditional is fine for me. Merlin's cloak. Eh. I mean, it's rather flashy, I'll admit, but... yeah, no. I'll keep with the school robe for sure. Outfit. Okay, so... currently I just have the prefect vest uniform. Classic school uniform increases defense by 5. That's just by 4. So, sure, let's go with this one. But I can still change the appearance of it and not have it... yeah, I definitely think that this is a decent approach to having gear and equipment and stuff, because, like, games where you aren't allowed to change the appearance of your gear, but you also have, like, stats tied to it, it's like, well, I don't like the look of this, but I'm using it because it's got the best stats. Whereas with this, it's like you can equip the thing with the best stats, but also change the look of it without sacrificing the stats. Definitely the better way to do it, in my opinion. Common Victorian garb. Prefect vest uniform is what I had. Stylish. Do Azkaban Prisoner? No, thank you. Lilac Ensemble. Do Cobalt Regalia. Don't really like the look of that so much. Charms Professor outfit. That one's not too bad. I think I still kind of prefer the Prefect Vest uniform. I think it goes better with the... especially with the gold in the stripes and the emblem on the chest. Okay. I imagine if I got anything that would boost any stats, especially, that it would point those out. Okay. I think at this point I should, well, I can look at the quests, but it's pretty much going to break all those down on the map anyway. Alright. I think I will resume recording from here then. Okay, so I have changed my gear a little bit, pretty much just to increase stats on those. I didn't actually change the appearance much, except there's like a stripe on the arms of the outer uniform coat. I do believe it said I need to go to the Magic Neep before I leave Hogsmeade, so I believe I shall do that next. West Hogsmeade Flue Flame discovered. Hello. Accio! Nice. Look kind of like sheep, goats, or rams, or something like that along the side there. Meanwhile, and who might you be? Timothy Teasdale. Hang on.
Revelio.
Before any of that, field guide page. The Magic Neep cart. This cart belongs to Timothy Teasdale, who runs the Magic Neep. He enjoys being in the thick of things and engaging with customers outside the shop. Okay. Search. Oh, okay. Little bit of money. Hello.
Pardon me, sir. I'm here for the seeds Professor Weasley arranged for me to collect.
Ah, the dittany for the new 5th year. I take it that's you, then. Merlin's beard. Starting Hogwarts as a 5th year. You must be positively reeling from it all.
Not at all. I'm choosing to see it all as one big adventure.
Well, bravo. Not everyone has the temperament to take things as they come. Name's Timothy Teasdale, by the way, and this is my shop, the Magic Neep. I keep the cart out here because I like a good chat. Can't very well be in the thick of things if I'm hidden away inside now, can I?
I suppose not.
In addition to seeds, I have plenty of plants. Grow everything myself. My speciality is potion ingredients. Even Pippin purchases from me. But what say we get you a packet of Dittany seeds?
Okay. Dittany seed. Unlocks the ability to grow Dittany in small pots. Okay. What is Dittany?
Do have a look around. Plenty of ingredients to pique your interest, I'd wager.
Room of requirement items. I'm sure I'll get some information on the room of requirement later. Dittany leaves. Due to their healing properties, these leaves are a key ingredient in Wiggenweld potion. Okay, or Wiggenweld potion. Anyway. Okay, so healing stuff. Can be grown in pots of any size. Used in the focus potion. Invisibility potion. Used to open Merlin trials. Can be purchased from the Magic Neep. Can be grown in pots of any size. And finally, ingredient for Thunder Brew. Okay. Must be grown in medium or large pots. Okay. Tomes and Scrolls is the only one left that I haven't done that's like a actual quest thing. Oh, that was the one way down here, wasn't it? Yeah. But there's so many more places I could visit. Salon, Wizard wear, clothing, Don't really care that much about the clothing. A beast supply shop. I don't know if I really need too much for that. The Old Fool. An abandoned old building in Hogsmeade. Well, I mean, like, while I'm here, especially around the outskirts, I figure I might as well check out some of the other sites like that. Other points of interest. I shall attempt to do so quickly, though. So, of course,
Revelio.
There's a field guide page. Abandoned shop. The proprietor of this abandoned shop is said to have used a shrinking charm to aid in storing his inventory. However, a slight miscalculation ended up, for all intents and purposes, vanishing it. Interesting. I'll search the chest. High top hat. And that one looks like it might boost stats. This is another one of those things I use Lumos on.
Lumos.
Yeah, okay. So I need to go to some place that looks like that. Kind of a large stone wall. And then, of course, I'm Supposed to try and find a moth there. Gold rimmed circular spectacles. That looks like that might boost stats as well. Okay.
Protego!
Been a little while since I've done combat, so I'm making sure I brush up on the spells. Okay. Now that I've checked that out... Whoa. Dogweed and Deathcap. Plant shop for all sorts of magical flora and seeds. I think, for the moment, I will head back into the main part of town and check out these other points of interest. Other than Hogshead. Well, maybe I'll do that as well, just because I'm checking out all the others. And I just realized I forgot to initiate the ad break on Twitch, so it started itself up, and now I'm just like, wait, hold on, I don't want to do too much while you know, it's kind of not so live. Oh, man. Also, anyone who's noticing the shirt and is trying to figure out what it says, no perfect people allowed. It's one of the shirts I got from the church I went to down in Texas. That was kind of a catchphrase of theirs, you might say. Okay. Ad break should be done. Wow, okay. 2 back-to-back spam comments. Love that. Sure do wish I could, like, remove them from the multi-chat screen thing here. Nope. Filter. Nope. Okay. Well. Since there's no easy way to do that, I'm not gonna fiddle around with it too much while I'm live. Okay. Alright, so I think this will be the next waypoint that I set, although I might want to look around for where that one place might be. Large stone walls. Not seeing a moth, though. This looks like, like a small graveyard, essentially. Okay, well... I don't seem to be finding the location of the moth or the next point of interest that I'm going to this way. So, I suppose I shall simply follow the outlined path and head to my next destination that way. Oh, hello. Revelio?
Revelio.
Definitely felt some vibration. Also thought I saw a book page. Where'd you go? There.
Accio.
Okay. Still feeling vibrations around this bridge.
Revelio.
Is there anything here that I should be seeing? Or is it... Oh. Is it the chest there? No, not that.
Lumos.
Yeah, that doesn't really do it. Reparo. No, Leviosa.
Levioso. Accio.
Well, then I don't know what to do with you. Long range Accio there. I was like, I think that's supposed to be a book page. And it was. Magically skipping rocks along the water. Level 1. Level 11 lock? Is that what it says? Jeez. Or is that supposed to be like a Roman numeral 2? Maybe that's what that is. Well, if I can't go in there, then... It's kind of a bother that it's marked as a point of interest. You know, if I can't get in it. That's... Okay, yeah, it seems like Roman numerals. So that's a level 3 lock then. Jeez. Alright. Seems to me the doors are all locked, except for this one. Duh. And here we are in Honeydukes. That is what it was called, right? Yeah. Field guide page. Hello. Fizzing Whizbees. These delicious sweets, rumored to contain billywig stings, are small sherbet balls that, when consumed, will levitate one a few inches off the ground. Okay. Just random cake lying around that I can consume. No big deal. Okay. That's a big cotton candy maker thing. Okay. I mean, yeah, I do kind of want to check things out, but also... Whoa. Ah, pepper imps. Okay, that's... I guess not a surprising result from something like that. Revelio. Field guide page. Exploding bonbons. These treats explode when eaten. Although they are unlikely to cause serious injury, one is advised to chew carefully. That door's locked. Level 2 lock. Okay. I would not be just going around eating every kind of food that I find were this real life. I mean, if I absolutely knew that I had permission and that, you know, it wasn't, like, touched by someone else already, then maybe I would eat such things. But not just willy-nilly like this. Hogsmeade Square. It did kind of describe the square as one of the points of interest. But perhaps something specific around here?
Revelio.
Like... Anyway. This statue is of Hufflepuff Hengist? Anyway. Hufflepuff Hengist of Woodcroft. Believed to be the founder of the village of Hogsmeade, after having been driven from his home by Muggle persecutors. Hey, level 6. Also, Flue Flame location, yeah. I'm sure that'll be helpful later. Okay. 2 more points of interest to check out, and then we'll go to the last actual, like, story objective thing. Steeply and Sons. Okay. Field guide page. Hello. Tea shop decor. Reflective of proprietor Mrs. Steepley's taste, this tea shop is awash in the color pink and frills. A cheery, tinkly bell chimes whenever a customer enters. Oh, there's a bag there. Again, something I would not do in real life is just randomly search through a bag that's right next to somebody else and definitely not mine. But, you know, gaming logic. Examine all the things. Blue leather gloves, that might also raise some stats. But I shall examine that more thoroughly when I'm not recording. Yep, hello, field guide page over here. Revelio. I guess I wasn't close enough. Revelio. Gladreg's Wizard Wear. Founded in 1750 and with locations in Paris, London, and Hogsmeade, Gladreg's offers a variety of wizarding garments and accessories. Mr. Augustus Hill and his associate Otto Dibble happily help all those who wander into the shop, enjoying in particular the challenge of the customer with less fashion sense than most. I suppose if I really wanted to look at more of the chests and such, I would go into these other shops that aren't officially part of my trip here. Including that one. But anyway, okay. I guess I'll briefly have a look at Hogshead. since I've hit up all the other official points of interest, although not all the shops. So, is my logic really consistent then if I haven't visited all the shops? Eh. Level 3 lock, jeez. Little spittoon there, I guess. Oh, hello. Chest. 64. Money unit things. Hello. Sure would like what you have there, but also I'm not gonna mess with it right now and possibly get in trouble. Although if I don't get in trouble for searching the chest, I don't see why that would get me in trouble. Specifically. Okay. Enough meandering. Let's go to Tomes and Scrolls and wrap up our first trip to Hogsmeade. Also, something vibrated over here. Or I felt a vibration in my controller when I was walking near here. Now I don't. I don't know. Not gonna worry too much about it. Level 2 lock. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the other doors are going to be locked, understandably. Aside from, like, the main shops and points of interest and such. Okay.
An inquiring mind.
Took a second to load, but here I am.
Pardon me, sir. I'm here for the spellcrafts Professor Weasley ordered.
Matilda, student. I thought I might be seeing you soon. I am the proprietor here, Thomas Brown. I take it you've had a conjuring lesson then?
I'm afraid I haven't yet, sir.
Ah, but you will soon enough. It is magic at its purest, creating something out of nothing. Of course, it is not without complexity, but that is where my spellcrafts come in. Stay the course, and you could soon impress even Professor Weasley.
That's certainly something to aspire to, Mr. Brown. I look forward to that day.
And I, too, seeing it. Spellcrafts are incredibly useful for conjuring unique items like custom pieces of furniture or decoration. But I shall let Professor Weasley do the teaching. For now, let's get the spellcrafts you need. A potting table and a potion station, yes?
I believe so, sir.
Good. Nothing like being able to grow your own ingredients and brew what you want, when you want. Let's have a look.
Okay. Small potion station spellcraft unlocks the ability to conjure a small potion station perfectly suited to all of your potion brewing needs. And potting table with small pot spellcraft. Use its pot to grow all sorts of useful magical plants. Okay.
If you're interested, feel free to take a look around at the rest of my inventory.
I cannot afford any of these other spellcrafts.
Better go and find Natty.
Hope you don't mind me having a look around, Mr. Brown. Solar protection spectacles. There's got to be something with those chests that have an eye on them, but that might be something I figure out later. Oh, hello. There are stairs. Let us see what is up those stairs, shall we? There's a chest. Okay, got 43 money unit things from that, and field guide page. Okay. Objective now is to meet Natty in the town circle.
Levioso and Stupefy combined. Oh, will there ever be enough?
I think it already showed that Flue Flame location is green, which means I already found it, unlocked it, whatever you want to call it. Meaning it could be used later. Alrighty. I'm back.
Ah, I have everything. I see what you meant about not being able to pick a favorite shop.
We should walk around a bit more. Perhaps today is the day I finally pick one.
That didn't sound great. Troll. Not in a dungeon.
Draw it away from the building! Away from the village!
Another one? Yay, quick time events.
Are we weakening him at all?
Keep at it! We have to wear him down! Descend!
Oh.
What was that?
I was trying to beat him at his own game.
I like it. Do more of it. Expelliarmus.
I got all the dodges here. Ow. Okay. Well, whatever. I got hit once. But now I keep dodging when it wants me to defend. Like that.
Look! He's faltering!
Took him long enough. Stupid one.
We need to make sure he stays that way.
Potato. Stupid one. Lose.
Nope, that's not what I meant to do. I was thinking Levioso.
Stupid one.
Okay. Whatever. I let myself get hit once. Whoa.
goodness! A second troll. Did you two take on a fully grown troll by yourselves?
I suppose so. It's all a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Merlin's beard. Are you all right?
We are, and we were glad to help.
I'd say help is a bit of an understatement. Nerve like that. The makings of an aura, if you ask me. If you are unharmed, perhaps the two of you wouldn't mind helping me put a few things back to where they were.
Of course, officer.
Singer. Officer Singer. And thank you, again.
Repair the damage. Well, okay.
Oh, hello there.
Repairer.
A moment if you would.
I will see what he wants.
Who's asking for a moment? Oh. Maybe Natty's responding to them. Okay.
One less thing for Officer Singer to worry about.
3 items out of 7 repaired.
Repairer.
Just a lot of going around figuring out what was broken and using Reparo on it. Hello.
Accio.
No. Accio on the book page there, please. Thank you. That's a bit more like it.
Repairer.
And sure, I'll take some goggles for my troubles. Sure must be nice to be able to just magically fix things when they get broken. Unfortunately, no such thing really exists in the real world. Could have sworn I just saw something here.
Revelio.
I don't know. Reparo?
Repairer.
Oh, okay. Speak to the shopkeeper. Over here.
We were just talking about you.
I hope it was something good. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Anyway. Okay. Augustus Hill.
Hello, sir. I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to introduce myself, Augustus Hill, clothier extraordinaire. I should like to thank you for your remarkable bravery in fighting those trolls, and not to mention your help restoring Hogsmeade to its rightful state.
I was happy to help.
Frankly, you deserve an Order of Merlin. But I can offer you something much more useful. I own Gladrag's wizardware, and among my inventory are some unique items that afford certain protections, as it were. Life-saving protections. And as I suspect this won't be your last dangerous encounter, I'd like to give you one such set of robes, in thanks for what you did today.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. That's very generous of you.
It's the least I can do. Now, let's try this on for size, shall we?
Alrighty. Well, I mean, I'll take it, but it's not quite as good as what I already have equipped, so probably won't equip it. Received a new piece of gear. I already equipped gear, though. Current defense and offense are displayed. Yeah. But this is the official tutorial. I guess I got a bit ahead of that in between the recordings. Well, now you can see some of what I already saw. Select the cloaks and robes gear slot and press A. Equip a robe. I already have one equipped. Can I just back out now? No. It's gonna keep telling me to equip a robe until I equip a different one. Okay, well... rather than ponder what I could potentially purchase here, which actually seems to be nothing anyway.
What an extraordinary
Let's move
introduction
along.
to Hogsmeade. I would say that we, and you in particular, have earned at least one butterbeer. Shall we head to the Three Broomsticks?
Sounds like a good idea.
Wonderful. Just down this way then.
I sell battle-worthy items. Should you be inclined, you're most welcome to peruse my shop.
Gladreg's mannequin. Unlike the enchanted mannequins favored by students for dueling practice, the mannequins at Gladreg's serve only as a means to display the latest wizarding fashion. Okay, anyway. Anything else in here that I might like? There's a chest. Got some money from it.
Revelio.
Another field guide page. Sneakoscope. Sneakoscope is a type of dark detector and will spin, whistle, and light up when it detects someone untrustworthy nearby. It should be used with caution, however, as it will alert the untrustworthy to the user's presence almost instantly. Okay. I suppose that's all I'll be doing here. Another one of these statues that holds a thing. Anyway. Well, since the game brought it up, and while I'm here, I think I might actually, go ahead and have a look at my gear. Maybe I should have gone to the main start menu thing first. Okay. Nothing new in neckwear or outfits. Under cloaks and robes, I would like to go back to the one that I had before, which was a little bit better. Handwear. Blue leather gloves, yes. They increase offense by 7. I would definitely like to equip those. Although, can I... Oh wait, I have to back out to here to change the appearance. I'm not sure blue's the best color to go with this outfit. Black is meh. Those are okay. Red doesn't quite match the color scheme I've got going. I guess because the inside of these, they don't look too bad. Or invisible gloves. I get the benefits, but they don't have to be visible. Okay, sure. Face wear, hello. 5 defense, 7 defense, 10 defense, jeez. Although, trait slot level 2, as opposed to level 1. Seeing as I don't have traits yet, I don't know if that's going to make much difference. So, I'll equip those. See about the appearance of them. Silver rimmed. Circular spectacles. That doesn't look too bad. Gold rimmed. Not much different, really. At least, well, okay, from the side it's a little bit different. Blue, so Charms Professor spectacles. Yeah, no thanks. Circular taped. Oh, like that? Eh. No thanks. That one's not too bad either. Whoa. That's a bit too much for my liking. I think we'll go with that. I don't think it looks bad, so I'll keep it visible. And also a high top hat. Although I don't necessarily like the look of it. Dark flat cap. I mean, better, but still think I prefer just not having a hat on. Okay. That should do for that. At some point I might have to look at the challenge submenu thing. Okay. Anyway. Alright.
Assuming it is not too busy, you might even meet Serona, the owner. She is a charming hostess and a powerful witch. Good one to know.
Now what? You know, I just realized I could totally get rid of the scarf from my look.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who's this child? What are you not telling me?
All you need to know is that if you cannot get to the child, then you have no value to me.
Let's go.
Did they see us?
I don't think so.
What was that goblin doing with Victor Rookwood?
Ranrock is working with Rookwood.
The goblin from the Daily Prophet. I knew I'd seen him somewhere. Quickly, let's get inside the 3 broomsticks.
Yeah, I think they saw ya.
It's a treat to see you, Lodgok. I shall let you know if I hear anything.
Thank you, Serona.
You be well. Now, what can I... Oh, there's a face I haven't seen before.
It's my first time here.
Welcome. Butterbeer's on me. Heard about the attack. I shall be looking in on the other shopkeepers and residents shortly. Glad to see you two escaped injury.
Thanks to this one, single-handedly took down a troll.
Is that right? Well done.
Thanks for this.
My pleasure. I will say, trolls in Hogsmeade. That's never happened before. Something's not right. The only brutes we usually have to deal with are... How timely.
Are people like them?
Was that Lodgok I saw leaving just now? Your clientele's not what it used to be, Serona.
Not to worry, Victor. Once the two of you leave, the caliber of my clientele will greatly improve. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Theophilus.
Come now. No need for theatrics. I'm only here for this one anyway.
My friend is enjoying a well-earned butterbeer.
Only want a quick word.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said, my friend is busy.
One would think you all had enough bloodshed for one day. Come, Theophilus. The 3 broomsticks isn't what it used to be. Let's take our galleons elsewhere.
Galleons, that's the
Can't
money.
drink butterbeer forever.
Seems you've made an unfortunate enemy. Watch your back. Rookwood and Harlow are worse than any troll you might encounter.
Trolls, Ranrock, and Rookwood. What are you not telling me?
I promise to tell you everything, but it's perhaps best I do that later.
Some quests have open objectives with no compass path. Set a personal waypoint from the map to track your own locations. Talk to Natty outside the 3 broomsticks. Okay. Actually, real quick, I did maybe want to change the gear and ditch the scarf appearance. It's, I don't know, it's just a little too much for my liking. Stands out too much. Anyway. Okay. Apologies for that diversion. Now.
I am certainly glad Sirona was there.
And that she isn't intimidated by thugs like Rookwood and Harlow.
I want to understand what's going on, and I hope you will tell me. But for the moment, we should return to the castle. Professor Weasley will certainly hear about the troll attack soon if she hasn't already. I don't want her to worry.
Fair enough. You must return to your common room for the night. Access the map. Okay, select Hogwarts. Select the Hogwarts map button to switch to the Hogwarts map. Okay. Fast travel to your common room, which is apparently somewhere in here. Hufflepuff common room. Travel. Okay. Looks like our first day at Hogwarts is wrapping up. And yeah, it's been about 3 hours of gameplay just for the first day. But, you know, tutorials and exposition tend to be front-loaded in games, so that might perhaps be one of the longer days, or at least one of the a lot of time for relatively little I don't know if progress is even quite the right word, but anyway. You've received an owl post. From Professor Fig, of course. Come and see me. I've discovered something in the locket we found at Gringotts. Okay. And how, pray tell, might I come see you? Well, it's gonna guide me straight to that. Yeah, it definitely seems like I should be able to fast travel and get there a bit quicker. Let's go with maybe this Floo Flame here. Normally I would maybe walk in between and see what conversations and things might happen along the way, but as it is, I'm getting close to when I would like to end this particular recording. So, under the circumstances, I'm gonna use the fast travel and then, yeah, get myself to Professor Fig a bit quicker. Although that apparently wasn't the closest fast travel point I could have used. Oh, Professor Fig has his own classroom. I mean, he is a professor, so that shouldn't really be surprising. Alright. And we wait. Hello, Professor Fig?
Professor, I'm glad to see you.
And I you. Thank Merlin you're in one piece. I heard about the attack. Trolls in Hogsmeade?
Sir, the trolls were wearing armor. It had that dark glow like the dragon collar.
Goblin silver. Ranrock used it to control the dragon. But how? And why send trolls to...
They were there because of me. I overheard Ranrock talking with Victor Rookwood.
Ranrock was in Hogsmeade with Rookwood.
The trolls were Ranrock's distraction so that Rookwood could get to me. And he would have, had Serona and the patrons at the Three Broomsticks not intervened.
This is grave news indeed. If Ranrock's goblins and dark wizards are after you, they want what we found in that vault.
Speaking of the vault, do you think that Ranrock is working with any of the goblins at Gringotts?
I do not. Gringotts goblins aren't typically the friendliest of beings, but they have a great deal of integrity. No, I dare say after what happened to that poor banker, the goblins at Gringotts are no followers of Ranrock.
Okay.
They're after the locket. You said you discovered something in it.
Yes, yes. I discovered an inscription. When I read it aloud, this map appeared. Clever enchantment. It's a map of Hogwarts, to be sure, but I do not know where it leads.
It leads to the library. A restricted section, to be precise, and a bit beyond. I see traces of magic there on the map.
I suspected you would see something.
Shall we go?
I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I'm eager to discover what we may find there as well. But if our experience at Gringotts, let alone what happened to Miriam, taught me anything, it's that the path we're on is terribly dangerous.
Yeah.
I'd like you to work with Professor Hecat a bit before we continue.
But sir, how dangerous could the library be? Perhaps we're only after a book.
Perhaps we are only after a book, but we should be prepared for anything. Once you've honed your defensive magic further, come and see me.
Yeah.
I'll let Professor Hecat know to expect you.
Okay, quest complete. The locket's secret. Report to Professor Hecat. I mean, I've got a bit more time. Also, though,
Revelio.
is there anything in here I might wish to see? I have chests here. Got some galleons from it.
I don't think I can do this now. Best to come back.
Okay. This time around, I might do a little bit of walking around, see who I might bump into on the way to Professor Hecat. And then, depending on the timing of things,
Simply because you had one victory
either wrap it up
he never
or
backs down from a fight.
try to quickly see what the next bit might have in store for me. Oh, I went the wrong way through the stairs, didn't
Perhaps
I?
you can help me.
Arthur, hello.
Hello? Were you calling me?
I was, yes. Thought perhaps a fellow Hufflepuff might have the perseverance to join me in a bit of an adventure. Following a treasure map, to be precise. Slight respite from battling the odd troll, I should think. Asked Poppy if she'd be interested as well, but couldn't drag her away from her puff skein. I found 2 maps lying about, both leading to locations around Hogwarts. Care to have a look at one?
Following a Hogwarts treasure map? Count me in.
Wonderful. Hogwarts fascinates me. You can keep whatever treasure lies at the end of your map. I'll be satisfied just knowing where it leads.
Where do you suggest I search first?
Based on a cursory review of your map, I'd suggest somewhere near Hecat's
Oh, fancy that. I'm probably headed there.
Very well. I shall take a look if I can find the time.
Fair enough. Meet me back here if you find anything.
Okay. Looks like some sort of skeleton statue thing. Oh, okay. So, like, I think it's showing the door to go in from the courtyard in the statue, and then I'm supposed to use Accio on a particular painting, I guess. Hang on. Thought I just saw something here. Maybe not. Find the first landmark from Arthur's treasure map. Well, now I've gotten myself a bit distracted, and that'll probably use up the time for the rest of the recording before I get into, you know, any more main story stuff and talking with Professor Hecat. Okay, well, I definitely see that.
Ah, a rhinoceros skeleton. I'm on the right.
Might some kind soul help me?
Oh, hello.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Is it just me, or does her voice sound quite a bit like Moaning Myrtle? And it's like they really gave her, they gave the same kind of voice, like the same kind of backstory.
Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoil sports. Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
Well, that might be why some people don't like it.
Gobstones? Sounds like a fun challenge.
That's what I tried to tell everyone. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Rather an overreaction on their part.
I'll say. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented 5th year to help me.
Do you have any suggestions on how to get your gobstones down from their hiding spots?
If I knew that, I'd get them myself. Whoever hid my gobstones that high got up there somehow.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
Okay, but I don't necessarily want to track that right now. Let me go to the quests menu and get back to the one that was... yeah. That's the one. With the treasure map. Oh. It's not tracking that, is it? I thought selecting it like that would track it. No, it definitely says track. So... why is it not telling me? I don't know. Mentioned something about the dragon fountain, right? Yeah, okay. And to get to there, I need to go to the courtyard, which is probably downstairs. I'd imagine. Yeah. Okay.
I'd better keep an eye on high places. There's the fountain. I'm getting closer.
Something about keeping an eye on high places. Because of the gobstones, probably.
The Daedalian keys are back. Aren't they brilliant?
I may perhaps finish up what I'm doing first. Third landmark. There was some painting in particular that I was supposed to find, I believe. Though I can't say I know where it is. Yeah, lots of potential distractions.
We're quite fortunate the school's so close to Hogwarts.
This looks like the portrait from the map. And where's the treasure?
Accio.
There was a doorway hidden within the portrait. I wonder what came of Arthur's search.
Huh. Return to Arthur Plumley. Maybe later. Or, well... Geez, so many... So many possible side quests that I'm running into as well now.
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumor is that a former headmistress, Professor Moll, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Okay.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them. I hope you follow a few keys at least. If you manage to open a cabinet, I'd love to know what you find, if anything.
Okay. But... back to this one. I think maybe I will go talk with him again, just wrap up this little side quest.
Keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Why is it showing this spot here like it's something I should do?
Revelio.
I don't know. That's not where I need to go. That's a little dead-end hallway. Okay. So I suppose next time I'll continue the main story and, you know, talk with Professor Hecat and all that. Seems like Professor Fig wants us to learn a few more spells before we continue investigating whatever it is that's seemingly got us in some hot water.
Every time I'm there...
Arthur? There you are.
What have you learned?
Hello, Arthur. Thought you might like to know that my map led to a doorway hidden within a portrait.
Oh, how clever! Mine led to the boathouse. Barely found the treasure before I saw the headmaster coming. He shooed me out of there, but not before I got a few galleons richer. What did you find?
I found what I believe is an authentic historian's uniform.
Oh, that's lucky. Seems as though we both had success. Glad I enlisted you to join me. Well, on to the next Hogwarts mystery. Wonder if a quick rummage round Weasley's office might yield anything interesting.
Yeah, no way that could go wrong. Okay. Yeah, so I think I will, leave it off at that. It's quite a bit that I did. I know I might have made it sound like I didn't do that much just a little while ago. But I mean, you know, went to a couple of shops in Hogsmeade, fought a troll, and yeah. And meanwhile, we found a little more clues to some overall story, mystery, secret things. I don't know what you want to call them. So, yeah. Come back next time and see what Professor Hecat's going to teach us. I mean, among other things, I'm sure, but... Okay, well, there's pretty much what I had planned, and had that all wrapped up just a little bit sooner. Maybe could have finished the stream before another ad break kicked in on Twitch, but as it is, that kind of happened on its own. And now, I think it is time to send us on out with a raid, at least on the Twitch side of things. Alright. Let me see who I'm following. It's currently live. But yeah, so next week will be kind of a similar stream, except that instead of more Hogwarts Legacy, I'll be playing Borderlands 4. Seems like I might be getting close to the end of that. Ah, man. Sorry. Throat doing weird stuff. Okay. Whew. Yeah, so, like I said, instead of Hogwarts Legacy, I'll be playing Borderlands 4. I think I'm getting close to the end of it. But, then, if I am, I have plenty of other games that I could potentially play. I know I had previously mentioned maybe wanting to pick the Assassin's Creed series back up. I could also just go, like, back to focusing on one individual game, but I'm not sure I want to do that right now, because there's too many games that I kind of want to get into, and, you know, I don't really have any one in particular that I, like, so badly want to get through that I want to make that like the main focus of my streams and other content and such. Okay. Sorry, now I'm having to look into some stream previews just to make sure that potential raid targets are actually like live and doing stuff. Okay. Think I've got a raid target picked out. So, yeah. In case I was not succinct enough before. So, Thursday and Fridays, generally not going to be streaming. So, next Saturday should be next couple of chapters of Job, and then Borderlands 4 continuation. Week after that, it's going to be Job chapters, I guess, 37 and 38, and then more Hogwarts Legacy. So, hopefully, I will see you in one of those streams in the near future. If not, feel free to check out archived and or edited YouTube content. If you want to see it, but you don't catch me live. Yeah, otherwise, just hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you soon in some way, shape, or form. But whatever ends up happening, until next time, stay cool, everybody.